Is it just me, or are materials getting worse? And the price just seems to go up and up and up. We've had issues, right, with MDF splitting, poor face quality, poor MDF finish quality, plywood warping, poor plywood face veneers. We've even had issues, right, with the stupid paper thin face veneers that we've been getting on the plywood. We've been handing off jobs to the client, they've got to go paint it, and there's a massive void underneath that paper thin veneer. And I tell you what, right, pre-COVID, all of this hardwood face ply that we were used to buy had like a mil and a half face veneer on there, and now we're talking like a hair's thickness. And from my point of view, it's super irritating because it doesn't matter how hard you work, if the materials are poor, you're constantly fighting an uphill battle. Let me show you an example of the problems that I've been having, right? These are the POS units, okay? We make these, we've been making them for about 2 or 3 years now. What we do is we laser cut the sides, we cut 12mm MDF, we knock it all together, glue it, and then screw the sides on. Super simple. I've made hundreds of them, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. However, on this batch, what's happened on every single one, I don't know if you can see that, the MDF is split. Even though we've pre-drilled it, it's split. So now what's happened is it's got to the point where I'm having to drill a 3mm hole for a 3.5mm screw all the way in and clean that out 2 or 3 times just to screw the screw in. You might be thinking, Josh, who cares? Like, it's just a little bit of work. Each one of these has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. That's 14 per box, and I've just had to make 100 of them. 1,400 holes that we've had to pre-drill and muck around with and change the type of screws on that we've had, just because for some reason this MDF just seems to be super poor. Then, right, we make these POS units. Look at these, look. I like these. These are pretty awesome. My own design. If you need anything, you give me a shout. But look, okay, so it's all laser cut, all sits in there. Centers come out so we can swap the centers if the client needs to change them out. But one of the big issues we've had, right, obviously being laser cut, you get flash marks, so everything has to be sanded with 6mm MDF, 120 grit, perfect finish. 180 if you want like a nice smooth finish. This stuff has been so rubbish that we've had to sand it with 320 grit, and it's still not given the super fine finish that I would like. So again, that's taken a huge amount of work and time that I hadn't allocated for. Have a look at the plywood on this screen, right? And look at the state of it. So this is hardwood face ply, right? The sort of stuff that you would, pre-COVID, you would have gone and bought. The pink stuff, everybody knows it. And it will come with maybe like a 1mm or maybe if you're lucky, 1.5 mm face veneer. Not only with this stuff warped like a ridiculous level, that face veneer is like thinner than a piece of paper. It's like a human hair, man. I swear, you could blow on it and it disappear. So not only is that a pain in the butt, then what we're doing is we're using it for cutting, we make things for clients, we send them out, and then they go to paint it, and because the face veneer is so rubbish, it starts to bubble and pull away. And so obviously this is a real issue when you're trying to explain to clients it's better to spend the additional money on materials than it is to save it because it's going to cost you extra time in the future. And the thing that killed me the most this week, right, was on a joinery forum. A guy was buying 22mm Hidrofugo, so not cheap MDF, and as he was cutting it, it was warping. And he asked people if they'd had the same issue, and a bunch of people had had the same problem. 22mm MDF. Do you know what people use 22mm MDF for? Cabinet doors, right? They route the center out of them, and they'll use them for floor to ceiling, built-in media units or wardrobes, that sort of stuff. The sort of thing that you don't want it to warp on at all. And if it does warp when it goes into the client's house, which it shouldn't because it's Hidrofugo, then you're going to have to go back and fix that free of charge. So it's so irritating from a business owner's point of view, tradesman point of view, whatever, that you can't trust your materials anymore. The things that you use to make your living with. The poor materials creates a number of issues for us in the workshop, okay? So it creates inconsistency within the job, so the product that you're supplying for the customer. It will slow the job down and take more time than what we've allocated for and charged for, and it inevitably is going to create more waste. It's going to cost more money. We're going to have less profit on the job because we're going to have to buy more and more material just on the off chance that the stuff that we buy is rubbish. And so why do I think this is happening? A lot of materials will come from China, okay? Not the Hidrofugo bits and pieces, but a lot of materials comes from China, and I have noticed over the last 4 or 5 years, the quality has gone down exponentially. And this isn't just me, right? I've spoke to a lot of other people, they've all had the same issue. And so I don't really blame the suppliers, you know, they have a bunch of QA that they should be doing, but if that's what they're buying, then that's what they're buying. And if that's what the market has, then that's what the market has. I think some suppliers are better than others, mainly because of how they store the material. You know, I've seen builders merchants store material, sheet goods outside all wrapped up in plastic and and think that's okay. And then obviously it comes in and warps like you wouldn't believe. But there's other suppliers who keep everything inside, stacked up, nice and neat, all strapped down, and it's lovely. And they still have issues when we go to cut it. I assume because the utility costs have gone up, their base material costs have gone up, that's why the quality has gone down. Not to mention, I'm sure everybody's trying to save money on labour so that the QA goes down in the factories, as it does in the suppliers and maybe with their supply chains as well. Like I said, you can do everything that you can be super skilled, know exactly what you're doing, and still end up fighting with the material at the end of the job, which is just another stress people don't need at the moment. I put a couple of pictures up on Facebook and I had a few comments back from people saying that they've had exactly the same issues. And so that's really why I'm making this video. I want to see how much of a problem this actually is for people, whether it's a worldwide problem, because I know there's a bunch of you that follow and watch in the US. Are you having issues with quality on materials? And what about you guys in the UK, Ireland, EU? Are you also having issues with material quality? Or does it just seem to be a local issue for the people that I'm speaking to? So you might be asking me, Josh, how do you deal with this? How should I deal with this? How I deal with this is having to check the sheets that I'm buying. I have to go through everything. It's a real pain in the butt, but it is what it is. I have to allocate for more material on the job than I normally would use due to wastage issues. And I'm not really looking at price anymore. I'm looking at the quality of the material because, all right, I might save a few quid over here, but then when I bring it back to the workshop and I lose 2 hours worth of work, it costs me more money in the long run. Like I said, I'm not ragging on the suppliers here. I don't think it's their fault. They're just selling what they can get a hold of. But man, is it irritating. So please tell me, is this something you're having an issue with, or do you just think I'm talking nonsense? Thank you very much for watching. You have a great day.